What if your CPP, OAS, or GIS payment was scheduled to arrive this month, but the bank account connected to your direct deposit suddenly became restricted, frozen, or closed? What if you opened your banking app in the morning expecting to see your pension deposit, and instead you saw a message telling you to contact the bank? What if your rent was due, your grocery money was low, your prescription needed to be refilled, and the account you have used for years was suddenly no longer working the way you expected? For many Canadian seniors, a bank account is not just a bank account. It is the place where CPP arrives. It is the place where OAS arrives. It is the place where GIS arrives. It is connected to CRA notices, tax refunds, GST credits, rent payments, utility bills, insurance payments, and sometimes even automatic medication payments. And here is the part that scares people the most. In some situations, your bank may restrict or close an account under its account agreement, risk rules, fraud rules, identity rules, or compliance requirements. That does not always mean you did something wrong, but it can still create a serious emergency if your government benefits are tied to that account. This is not about panic. This is about preparation. Because if your account has a problem on the same week your CPP, OAS, or GIS payment is supposed to arrive, you may not have days to calmly figure it out. You may need answers immediately. Before I walk you through exactly what this means for your CPP, OAS, and GIS, one quick thing. The next official CPP and OAS payment date is May 27, 2026, and another payment follows on June 26, 2026, according to the Government of Canada Benefit Payment Calendar. CPP and OAS share the same payment schedule, and OAS includes GIS, the allowance, and the allowance for the survivor. Service Canada will not send every senior a personal warning explaining how a banking issue could interrupt access to their money. Subscribe and turn on notifications now so you receive this kind of information before the payment date arrives. Now let me show you what is actually happening. The first thing every Canadian senior needs to understand is that this is not a new CPP cut. It is not a new OAS clawback. It is not a special GIS cancellation rule. This is a banking access problem. But because almost every senior benefit now depends on direct deposit, a banking problem can quickly become a pension problem in real life. The Government of Canada shows the maximum CPP retirement pension at age 65 for January 2026 as $1,507.65 per month. While the average CPP retirement pension at age 65 for new beneficiaries is $925.35 per month. That average number matters because many seniors do not receive the maximum CPP. Your CPP depends on when you start, how much you contributed, and how long you contributed. For OAS, the maximum monthly amount for April to June 2026 is $743.05 for ages 65 to 74 and $817.36 for seniors aged 75 and over. But Canada.ca also makes clear that your actual OAS amount can depend on your age, income, and years lived in Canada after age 18. For GIS, the maximum amount for a single, widowed, or divorced senior is listed as up to $1,109.85 per month, while different amounts apply depending on whether a spouse or common-law partner receives OAS or the allowance. Now think about that for a moment. A senior receiving CPP, OAS, and GIS may depend on several payments arriving together to cover basic monthly needs. If the bank account connected to those deposits becomes unusable, the government benefit may still exist, but the senior may not be able to access it on time. That is the difference most people miss. Eligibility and access are not the same thing. You may still be eligible for CPP. You may still be eligible for OAS. You may still be eligible for GIS. But if your direct deposit account is closed, restricted, flagged, or outdated, your access to that money can be delayed. The second thing seniors need to understand is that your bank account agreement matters. When you open a bank account in Canada, you are given terms and conditions. Most people do not read them carefully. Many seniors opened their accounts years ago, sometimes decades ago, and never looked at the agreement again. But those agreements can explain what happens if the bank suspects fraud, cannot verify information, sees unusual account activity, deals with unpaid charges, receives legal instructions, or believes the account presents risk. In many cases, the bank's decision may feel sudden to the customer, even if the bank believes it is acting under its rules. Canada's Financial Consumer Agency explains that when you open an account, banks must provide key information such as the account agreement, charges, interest information if applicable, check hold policies, and electronic alert information. This is important because those account terms are not just paperwork. They are the rules that can affect your access. The third thing is direct deposit. Service Canada and CRA do not control your bank's internal account decisions. If your bank account is closed or restricted, Service Canada may not immediately know the full story. CRA may not immediately know the full story. The system may simply see that a deposit could not be completed or that information needs to be updated. And this is where delays happen. A failed direct deposit may not mean your pension has been canceled. It may not mean CRA is punishing you. It may not mean Service Canada has removed your file. But to the senior waiting for rent money, it feels exactly like a crisis. This becomes even more serious for GIS recipients. GIS is income tested and designed for lower-income seniors. If you receive GIS, you may not have large savings sitting in another account. You may not have a second bank account. You may not have a family member nearby who can help. So even a delay of a few business days can create real pressure. The fourth thing is automatic payments. Many seniors have rent, property tax installments, credit cards, insurance, phone bills, internet bills, medical plans, and utility bills coming out of the same account where CPP and OAS arrive. If that account is closed or restricted, the problem does not stop with the missing deposit. It can create bounced payments, late charges, NSF fees, service interruptions, and embarrassing phone calls from companies asking why payment failed. That is why this banking issue is not just about the bank. It touches your whole monthly financial system. Now here's the insider point most people never talk about. Do not wait until payment day to check your account. The time to check is before payment day. Log in before the deposit date. Make sure your account is still active. Check whether your bank has sent secure messages. Look for alerts about identity verification, suspicious activity, dormant account notices, address updates, or document requests. Many seniors ignore bank messages because they assume they are marketing emails. But sometimes a bank message is not marketing. Sometimes it is a warning that your account information needs attention. And if you ignore it long enough, the bank may restrict access until the issue is resolved. Canadians who work with retirement financial planners already know this rule. Their advisors check account changes, direct deposit records, tax filing records, and benefit deposit timing. Most Canadian seniors on CPP and OAS find out only when the card stops working, the bill bounces, or the payment does not appear. Now you know before that happens. Now let's talk about complaints because this is where seniors need confidence. If your bank restricts, freezes, or closes your account and you believe something is wrong, you have the right to complain. The Financial Consumer Agency of Canada explains that you can file a complaint with your financial institution. You begin with the bank, and if you are not satisfied, the complaint can move through the bank's complaint handling process. A bank has a maximum of 56 days to deal with your complaint. That 56-day rule matters. But here's the problem. If your rent is due this week, 56 days feels like forever. That is why you must do two things at the same time. First, ask the bank how to access your remaining funds, if funds are available. Second, ask how to keep your government payments from being lost, returned, or delayed. Third, ask for the reason for the restriction or closure in writing. Fourth, ask what documents are needed to resolve the matter. And fifth, write down every call, every date, every employee name, and every reference number. Do not rely only on memory. When money is involved, write everything down. Now, here is the hidden cross-program trap. A bank problem does not only affect CPP, it does not only affect OAS, it does not only affect GIS. It can also affect your CRA account, your tax refunds, your GST/HST credit, your direct deposit records, your address records, and your ability to respond to government notices. This matters because OAS and GIS are connected to income information. GIS is tied to your income and tax filing information. OAS can be affected by income, and Canada.ca lists the OAS recovery tax range for 2026, beginning when net world income reaches $95,323 for seniors aged 65 to 74. Now, a closed bank account does not automatically create an OAS clawback. That is not what I am saying. But if a banking issue causes you to miss CRA notices, fail to update direct deposit, ignore tax documents, or delay filing information, then a small banking issue can become a bigger benefit issue. That is the trap. The bank is where the problem starts, but CRA and Service Canada are where the consequences may show up later. For example, imagine a senior who changes banks after an account problem, but forgets to update direct deposit with both Service Canada and CRA. CPP may be connected to one record, OAS may be connected to another. CRA benefits may still be pointing to an old account. The senior assumes one update fixes everything, but it may not. That is how confusion starts. This is why you must check both systems, My Service Canada account and CRA My account. Service Canada handles CPP and OAS. CRA handles tax records, many benefit credits, and income information that can affect senior benefits. If both accounts do not match your current banking and mailing details, you are creating risk for yourself. The next point is identity verification. In 2026, banks are under pressure to prevent fraud, money laundering, elder abuse, suspicious transactions, and account takeover. Seniors are often targeted by scams. That means banks may sometimes ask for updated identification, address confirmation, source of funds information, or other documents. Do not ignore those requests if they are legitimate. But also do not respond blindly to emails or phone calls. Go directly through your bank's official app, official website, branch, or phone number on the back of your bank card. Never click suspicious links. Never give your password over the phone. Never give your one-time passcode to someone who calls you. This is especially important for seniors because scammers often pretend to be CRA, Service Canada, banks, police, or fraud departments. They create fear. They say your account will be closed. They say your CPP will be stopped. They say your SIN number is suspended. They say you must act immediately. Real government departments do not demand gift cards. They do not demand cryptocurrency. They do not ask you to keep secrets from your family. They do not tell you to move money into a safe account. If someone does that, stop the call immediately. Now let me give you 3 steps you can complete this week. Step 1. Log into your My Service Canada account through the official Government of Canada website and verify the direct deposit information connected to your CPP, OAS, and GIS. Check your mailing address as well. If anything is outdated, fix it before the next payment date. Step 2. Log into CRA My account through the official CRA website and check your direct deposit information, mailing address, recent notices, and benefit messages. Do not assume your CRA information automatically matches Service Canada. Check both. Step 3. Call your bank or visit a branch and ask this exact question. Is my account active, in good standing, and able to receive government direct deposits? Then ask if there are any pending verification requests, holds, account review notices, dormant account warnings, or closure notices. Ask them to confirm what you should do if your account ever becomes restricted. And here is what not to do. Do not wait until payment morning. Do not assume no news means good news. Do not ignore secure messages from your bank. Do not close an old account until you are absolutely sure your CPP, OAS, GIS, CRA payments, and automatic bill payments have moved successfully to the new account. And most importantly, do not give banking information to anyone who calls you unexpectedly. The CRA will never demand immediate payment by phone or ask for gift cards. If you receive this type of call, hang up immediately and report it to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre at 1-888-495-8501. If your CPP, OAS, or GIS payment does not arrive, contact Service Canada at 1-800-277-9914. If the issue is connected to CRA benefits, tax records, or CRA direct deposit, contact CRA. If you need free tax help, ask about the Community Volunteer Income Tax Program. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a bank hold, frozen account, closed account warning, direct deposit delay, or CRA notice that caused stress around your CPP, OAS, or GIS payment? Drop your province in the comments and tell me what happened. Your story may help another senior avoid the same problem. What we covered today is not meant to scare you. It is meant to protect you. Your bank account is the bridge between the government benefit you earned and the money you actually use every month. If that bridge breaks, even temporarily, the impact can be serious. The next CPP and OAS payment date is May 27, 2026, followed by June 26, 2026. More payments continue through the year. Do not wait until the deposit is missing. Check your account now. Check Service Canada. Check CRA. Call your bank. Confirm everything before payment day. You spent your entire working life contributing to this country. You earned every dollar of these benefits. You deserve to receive them without confusion, without delay, and without panic. Subscribe now so that information reaches you before it affects your payment. I am Linda from Linda's Canada Pension Guide, and I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.